So what are the mistakes that we're making? You say there are 3 crippling mistakes that the average person is making. What are those?
So the ones I was making, number one was I was focusing all my effort on trying to build an emergency fund. And I know that may sound a little bit strange, but I started to realize, wow, where attention goes, also, that's what grows in your life. So I was focusing on emergencies, and guess what I got?
Emergencies.
I got more emergencies.
Right.
So I made a mental shift, and I said, wait a minute, instead of focusing on emergencies, let's start storing for opportunities. So mentally, think about this. If you're saving for emergencies, you're like, it's depressing. It's like, there's no energy in there. Like, oh, I'm saving for emergency. But then you shift your mind and say, wait a minute, I'm storing for opportunities. All of a sudden, you see, your energy increases, your excitement begins to increase. And guess what? Where focus goes, energy flows, and results show.
Okay.
So then I started, I started storing for opportunities. A bunch of opportunities started showing up in my life.
People are stressing out about their finances right now, but our next guest is here with 3 crippling money mistakes that you need to know about. Joining us now is the author of Financial Fast Track, Dr. Keith Johnson. Dr. Johnson, it's so great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's great to be here with you.
Yeah, what a timely subject right now, because people are really worried about the economy, inflation. You know, it's just a terrible time in our history right now. And, you know, we might not be making all the right decisions, especially out of fear.
Yes, I know exactly how a lot of people are feeling. Back in 2002, I faced total financial devastation. As a matter of fact, I had no money in the bank. I was $180,000 in credit card debt. My wife and I had to sell everything we had, and we had to move into my mother-in-law's little 12 by 12 bedroom.
Wow.
I call that hell on earth. But during that time, it was a wonderful gift because I wanted to get out of there fast, like really fast. So I started studying some of the top 2% of people who are serious income earners. I started studying billionaires because I wanted to figure this thing out. And what I started to discover was that they thought a whole lot different, and they had different strategies in how they managed and multiplied their money. Once I started to discover these new thoughts and new strategies, I started to realize I was making a lot of mistakes. I mean, the list is very long. And I made a pivot, and I started to change as I changed my thoughts and my strategies, and everything turned around for me in 3 years. That's why my book's called Fast Track. It's like people need change fast. And I discovered that, you know, once I changed my thoughts, changed my strategy, then my whole life changed. 3 years, I went from having no money in the bank to building a multi-million-dollar business empire for education. Then I got completely out of debt. Then 3 years later, my wife and I bought our dream house without any financial pressure. So it happened really fast. And I believe that people today who are struggling and stressed and feel like they're stuck, I believe they can make a change. But you got to fix these money mistakes, because here's what I know about money. Money loves speed, but money hates friction. And you got to eliminate the mistakes so that you can get on the fast track to bringing change in your money.
So what are the mistakes that we're making? You say there are 3 crippling mistakes that the average person is making. What are those?
So the ones I was making, number one was I was focusing all my effort on trying to build an emergency fund. And I know that may sound a little bit strange, but I started to realize, wow, where attention goes, also, that's what grows in your life. So I was focusing on emergencies, and guess what I got?
Emergencies.
I got more emergencies.
Right.
So I made a mental shift, and I said, wait a minute, instead of focusing on emergencies, let's start storing for opportunities. So mentally, think about this. If you're saving for emergencies, you're like, it's depressing. It's like, there's no energy in there. Like, oh, I'm saving for emergency. But then you shift your mind and say, wait a minute, I'm storing for opportunities. All of a sudden, you see, your energy increases, your excitement begins to increase. And guess what? Where focus goes, energy flows, and results show.
Okay.
So then I started, wow, I started storing for opportunities. A bunch of opportunities started showing up in my life.
Okay. So that's a really good one. And I love the whole energy angle. What's the second mistake we're making?
The second mistake that I was making was I devalued money. That's what landed me in my mother-in-law's house, right? And what I discovered there in my own personal life was because I devalued money, whatever you devalue actually leaves your life. Like if I don't value the relationship with my wife's going to get a Mexican anointing on her. It's going to say, hasta la vista, baby.
Right. That's true.
And I realized that I valued a whole lot of things. I valued God. I valued church. I valued a lot of different things in my life. But I put money like on the bottom rung.
Okay.
So I never set any big goals for myself to give me the excitement, the energy that I needed to begin to change my life.
So you're saying that we're focusing on debt too much and not about where we need to channel opportunity?
Oh, 100%. That's actually the third mistake, see? We got to focus more on setting really big money goals, right? It's because when you set really big money goals, like my mentor told me, he said, Keith, you need to set a goal to become a millionaire, not for the money or the possessions, but for the person you'll have to become to achieve such a lofty goal. And when I started seeing big goals for my life and beginning to see my life totally change and totally different, that was the beginning of my transformational process. I had to see myself not stuck in my mother-in-law's little house. And that's where people are today. You've got to see yourself in a bigger you in the future, a more prosperous you, a more successful you. And most importantly, you got to see your finances at a completely new level.
Well, unfortunately, we have seconds left because I have so many more questions for you. I want to talk to you more about mindset. I want to talk to you more about, how to combat the fear factor when you're setting these big goals. So all the more reason that you're just going to have to come back and promise to join us on Bloom again.
Hey, that sounds so great. Thank you so much.
It was great seeing you again.
Yeah. By the way, if you don't mind, my book, Financial Fast Track, we're offering it for free for all your viewers.
No, that's really nice of you. Thank you. All right. Well, I will connect you with Keith on our website so you can find out more about the book.